I'm Wolf Larson. I'm the author of Capitalism Sucks. Today I want to talk about how the Democratic Party is just as racist as the Republican Party. The difference between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party is that back 150 years ago, the Republican Party did something for black people. The Democratic Party, on the other hand, has never done a thing for black people. Some people point out, they ask, well, what about the Voting Rights Act? But the Voting Rights Act was just laws, rewritten laws from Reconstruction. Let us remember that the Democratic Party was the party of the Ku Klux Klan. Many of the flags in the South, the state flags in the South, that had the Confederate flag as part of their state flag, it was Democratic politicians of the South that put the Confederate flag on the state flag. And this racism was not just limited to the Democratic politicians of the South. In fact, black Democratic politicians have helped to keep black people down as well. There's the infamous case of Wilson Goode. Wilson Goode was the first black mayor of Philadelphia, and he ordered the police department of Philadelphia to drop a bomb on a black group called MOVE. The MOVE bombing, May 1985, Osage Avenue. A dozen black activists and their children died because the first black mayor, Wilson Goode, ordered that to happen. And in the process, 60-something homes in a black working class community burned to the ground. Let us remember that the Democratic Party co-sponsored CONTRAPRO. Now, I'm probably mispronouncing that. But CONTRAPRO was, in the 1960s and perhaps in the early 70s, an FBI program that hunted down black militants like the Black Panthers, shot them down in cold blood like Mark Clark and Fred Hampton. That is what the Democratic Party did. It co-sponsored the FBI program, CONTRAPRO, that shot down black militants in cold blood and threw other innocent black militants like Geronimo Pratt in jail. Let us remember that the Democratic Party has a long history of oppressing black people. Okay? Back in the 1860s, the Democratic Party, in its origins, this is the origins of the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party said, we are a white man's party. That's what the Democratic Party said. The Democratic Party was opposed to the North making a civil war against the Confederacy. If the Democratic Party had had its way in the 1860s, black people would be living in the Confederate States of America. The Democratic Party also opposed the Emancipation Proclamation. And let us remember that the Democratic Party, along with the help of a few moderate Republicans, ended Reconstruction. They pulled the troops out of the South, and they left the black people at the mercy of the Ku Klux Klan. During Reconstruction, black people were making tremendous strides towards economic and political equality with white people. The fact that the Democratic Party ended Reconstruction is the reason why black people continue to be oppressed in America today. Okay? If the Democratic Party had not ended Reconstruction in the 1860s, black people might very well have achieved economic and political equality with white people back in the 19th century. When you understand history, you understand the present. Okay? Now people might ask, why are you, a white man, so concerned about the condition of black people in America today? And I'll tell you why. I'm a working class person. I support the struggles of all working class people, regardless of their race, religion, which part of the world they're in. I support the struggles of working class people. Okay? For 12 years, I was a blue-collar man. Black, white, brown, all of us had to stand up for each other. All of us had to watch each other's back. Okay? And I remember the time when I was working as a longshoreman on a seasonal basis in Alaska, and I was nearly crushed under a 2-ton load when I slipped on the ice. And I was watching this nightmare happen. Here's this 2-ton load coming down, and I'm slipping under and I can't stop. And I'm on the ice. And an older black coworker grabbed me like this and pulled me back. And thanks to him, I'm standing while I'm giving you this little speech. If it hadn't been for that black coworker, I'd be giving you this speech from a wheelchair. Okay? Whether we are black, whether we are white, whether we are Latino, all workers must fight together. White workers must fight for the liberation of black workers. Men workers must fight for the liberation of women workers. Straight workers must fight for the liberation of gay workers. Because we are all the same class. We are the working class. Okay? Anyway, today I talked about how the Democratic Party is just as racist as the Republican Party. Have a nice day. Goodbye.